All right, let's jump right in. In this explainer, we're taking a close look at a coaching program for IT pros called Suswaram Coaching V2.0. We're going to dig into their own materials to figure out exactly what it's all about, who it's for, and, how the whole thing actually works.
Okay, so right off the bat, we've got the core promise of the whole program, and it's all summed up in this one line. Now, you might think, okay, that's just a nice tagline, but it's really more than that. It's the mission statement, right? It sets the stage for everything we're about to look at. This idea of bridging that gap between where you are now and where you really want to be in your career.
So who's the person behind this promise? Let's get into it. To really get what this program is about, you've got to know the coach, Sridhar Suswaran.
And this quote from Sridhar himself, wow, it tells you a lot. He's basically saying, look, this isn't some high-level academic stuff you can't use. The whole point is that it's grounded, it's simple, and it comes from actual situations. The goal is for you to walk away and be able to use it at your job like tomorrow.
And this is what backs up that whole real-life approach. We're talking serious experience here. It's not just a couple of years in the game. It's over 36 years in IT. And get this, more than 14 of those years were as a chief information officer. When you see huge names like Microsoft and IBM on his resume, you just know, this isn't just theory. This is mentorship from someone who has literally been in the trenches, dealing with the exact same high-pressure scenarios his clients are probably facing right now.
Okay, so with that kind of heavy-hitting background, what's the actual goal here? What's the philosophy driving this whole thing? Let's dig into that next. Now this is really the heart of it all. Pay attention here, because it's not about learning a new coding language or getting another certification for your resume. The core focus is a complete mindset transformation. It's about making that shift, from being just the technical expert to becoming a real leader, someone who's resilient and can actually thrive when things get tough. And we're not talking about for one project, we're talking for your entire career.
So you hear mindset shift, and you might be thinking, okay, but what does that actually mean for me? Well, here you go. These are the real, tangible outcomes. We're talking about sharpening your decision-making, elevating your leadership presence so people actually listen, and crucially, being able to deliver results even when the pressure is on. It's about building that confidence and clarity.
All right, let's pull back the curtain on the program itself. How is all this philosophy packaged? Let's look inside Big Brother V2.0.
So the main offering is this, a monthly subscription they call Big Brother. And the name itself kind of hints at the idea, right? It suggests this isn't just a course you take and you're done. It's more of an ongoing mentorship, a continuous relationship for growth.
Okay, so this table really breaks it all down for us. When you sign up for that core Big Brother subscription, you see you automatically get a bunch of other stuff included for free. The Vision Dharma Tribe, the Think Tank Nexus, and even the Project Champion Hub. But here's the key thing to notice. The advanced hubs, the Mastro and Guru ones, those are separate. They're one-time payments, so they aren't part of that monthly subscription fee.
And of course, that leads us right to the big question, the one everyone's always thinking about. How much does it cost? What's the investment here?
All right, here's the number from the source material. The course subscription for the Big Brother program is 500 Indian rupees a month.
But hold on. If you've looked at the document, you might have seen some other, much bigger numbers, which can be kind of confusing. So what's up with those?
First, you'll probably see the number 5,000.
Then, there's 15,000.
And finally, a big one, 25,000.
So what gives? Well, the document actually explains it with this line right here. These numbers represent the value of other standalone services that are offered. They're basically there to give you context on what he charges for other things. So to be super clear, they are not the subscription cost. That stays at 500 rupees per month.
Okay, so let's say this all sounds interesting to you. What's next? How do you actually get started? Let's break down the enrollment. It's pretty straightforward, really. There are basically two different paths. If you're a brand new member, you just scan the QR code from the document and that'll get you registered. But if you're already a member, it's even easier. You just log in at the URL they provide to pay for your subscription. Simple as that.
And hey, if you still have questions or want to get in touch directly, they give you a whole bunch of ways to do it. You can call, hit them up on WhatsApp, shoot over an email, or even find Sridhar on LinkedIn. So plenty of options there.
So, this brings us full circle, right back to the central idea of this whole program. And it leaves us with a really important question to ask ourselves. For you, in your career right now, is the biggest gap you're facing a gap in knowledge, or is it a gap in mindset? That's a pretty powerful question to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.